I've learned now to take those feelings that I used to associate with being nervous and anxious and look at those feelings and say, okay, I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these in a supportive way because it means that I care.
This is the Deep Dive with Adam Roa.
Yo, what is up, deep divers? It's your boy, Adam Roa, here for another deep dive musing. This one was inspired again by a question from my Instagram audience. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's adam.roa, R-O-A on Instagram. And we post a lot of these deep dive clips to the deep dive Instagram on podcasts on Instagram. Let's try that again. We post a lot of content from the Deep Dive podcast to the Deep Dive account on Instagram. So make sure that you're following both of those accounts. And if you're a fan of this podcast, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening. And please leave a review. Let me know what you think of the show and help us spread this to more people. Today's topic is actually how to deal with anxiety and worry less. That was the question asked by one of my Instagram followers, and I have a perspective on this that I think could be useful, which is when you look at the difference between excitement and nervousness or anxiety, what is the actual difference that's happening in your physical body? The actual difference in your physical body is hard to spot because they're very, very similar. In fact, you could say that when you get excited, your heart rate increases, your temperature might go up, your hands could get a little bit sweaty, right? And there's this part of you that might get some butterflies in your stomach and just have a surge of energy. And we call that excitement. Now, what about nervousness or anxiety? When people experience that, what happens? The heart rate can go up. Right? The temperature can rise. We can get sweaty. We can feel that those butterflies in our stomach. A very similar, sometimes even identical in many ways, physiological, biological response to external stimuli. So what's the actual difference then? If it's not necessarily biological, it's the mental. It's what you're making it mean. And so the way that I look at this is, if you're excited about something, like imagine you're going on a date and you're just excited about the date, you're thinking about what could go right. If you're excited by the opportunity to perform somewhere or a job interview, you're thinking about what could possibly go right, what could go well, what could fulfill the vision you have for your life and the dreams that you have that you're wanting for yourself. Now, what about if you're nervous? What about if you're anxious about something? The same thing. Let's look at the date. You're thinking, I'm going to screw this up. She's going to think I'm a loser. Okay. I can see why you'd be nervous. What about, you have an opportunity to perform in front of the biggest crowd you've ever had for your music. What if I forget the lines? What if I mess up a note? What if I lose my voice? Well, that's going to cause some anxiety. That job interview, what if they hate me? What if I don't get the job and then I'm broke and then I blah, 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 blah. If you're focused on what could go wrong, if you're focused on all the things that will not work out, you're going to feel nervous. You're going to feel anxious. If you're focused on what could possibly go right and all the ways that it could exceed even your dopest imaginations, well, you're going to feel excited. And that feelings in your body, the sensations of what's actually going on inside will be very similar. And so I get asked this a lot because I perform all over the world and I step in front of hundreds, sometimes thousands of people. And what is true for me is I've learned now to take those feelings that I used to associate with being nervous and anxious and look at those feelings and say, okay, I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these in a supportive way because it means that I care. And that's the fundamental underneath both of it, is it means that you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have your heart rate go up. You wouldn't have butterflies in your stomach. It means there's importance to this for you. And that's a special thing, because as we move through life, so many people are zombies that don't care about anything. The fact that you care about something's magic. And so we use that. And so when I feel that, I go, okay, what's here for me? Why do I care so much? Awesome. Now, am I going to focus on what could go wrong, or am I going to focus on what could go well? What's up, deep divers? Hope you're enjoying the episode. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know about my new nonprofit, Surrendered Artist. This is a charity organization that I have founded because I want to teach people the power of art as a technology to shift human consciousness. I've spoken about it a lot on this podcast, and now there's an actual organization that is dedicated to spreading this information. It is also aiming to empower artists with tools to shift out of the starving artist archetype and into a surrendered artist archetype. One of those tools is my 4-step creative process called Unlock Your Inner Artist. We have a free gift for you. If you go to surrenderedartist.org/programs, or if you check out the link in the show notes, you'll be able to receive a free multi-page PDF describing this process so that you can go and unlock your inner artist today. And from there, I noticed that I might still have the same experience that you would describe as anxious or nervous, but I know that it's excitement. And I know that I'm using it to create the life I actually want to lead. So thank you for your question. I hope that's helpful to you and to everyone else listening here. Make sure that you do the work so that you have the confidence to look at what could go well. If you're being given the opportunity to perform in front of 10,000 people a song, but you don't know how to sing, or you've never sung before, you've never practiced the song, you're more likely to think about what will go wrong. And that's where the work comes in. That's where the practice comes in, so that you can have the confidence that things are going to go pretty damn well. I believe that. So have fun practicing, have fun focusing on what can go well in your life, and use that energy as a form of excitement to power your dreams. I want to remind you that always, in all ways, you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. Thank you for listening.